One of the pillars at FitMD that we use to make sure that people are actually healthy or not experience such great level of health is we use blood work. And part of blood work is understanding what your blood type is. And so we get questions about this all the time and saying, what does blood type mean? What does it do? Why do I need to know it? Does it really matter? And we're here to tell you, yeah, it does. I'm Dr. Jim Hoven, and I have with me Dr. Joe Ramos, head of FitMD. And I thought it would be cool today if we brought him on to explain a little bit more about blood and blood type in specific, because there's a few of them, they do different things, and I'm telling you, if you have ever had the experience of needing to get blood or give blood, the things that does, the way that it brings life to people and changes their world, if God forbid someone needs an organ transplant, these things make a difference. So we thought it'd be cool to just give you the behind the curtain look from Dr. Ramos about what blood type is, what it means, and why it's important. So Dr. Ramos, give us a little education on blood types, if you would.
Awesome, yeah, sure. So blood type is a huge deal, as Dr. Hoven said. Basically, there are different types of blood, and it becomes really important in three scenarios. One, as you mentioned, is transfusion. One is organ transplantation, and another one is actually pregnancy.
I didn't think about that one.
Yeah, those three are the real big ones where there's a lot of medical issues and a lot of legal issues. Now, there's a new body of literature out there about blood typing that also suggests, and it's actually been pretty well validated, that certain blood types have more inflammatory conditions, some have more cardiac conditions, some are related with pancreatic cancer. Some have more propensity to clot or not clot. So there's a lot of literature that's evolved on blood types that does go directly to general health as well.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I mean, let's back up a bit though and start with what are the blood types, right?
Probably a good start.
Yeah. Before we run off into disease processes and so on and so forth. So really, there are four blood types. There's A, there's B, there's AB, combination of the two, and there's O, four blood types. What does blood type even mean? What it is it's basically a protein on the surface of our blood cells. We have little red blood cells running around our body, and we're always checking those for you when you come into FitMD. Very important to us for many reasons. But the protein that's on the surface of your blood cells is the same on every cell in your body. It's either A, it's either B, it's AB, or it's O. Now there's also a second protein on the blood cell surface, and that's one that you always hear referred to as the Rh factor. Okay. That's another protein. So you can have two proteins, the Rh positive or Rh negative, and you can have any of those four blood types. That's blood typing to encompass the whole word. Now, probably the next most important thing to know is what does it mean or how's it used? Danielle, our wonderful clinic manager, director of everything in our lives.
True.
was telling us that she is the universal donor. So what that means, I had to get it correct. I didn't want to say universal acceptor because there's one of those too. O negative blood is the universal donor. And the reason that is that people with type A, type B, or type AB, or type O can all receive O. Now the negative, the Rh factor, is really important on that because remember these are proteins on the surface of the blood cell. If the body recognizes a protein, it might attack it and kill it. So the people that have O and no protein, the O negative, they can give their blood to anybody. So we love O negative blood when they do the blood drives because we can fill up the blood bank and you can give it to anybody. But if somebody comes in and they need it acutely for their a trauma and they're bleeding out, they'll take O negative blood perfectly. Now there's a universal acceptor. That's the person who can get any blood from anywhere, and they're also good. So one group can give their blood to anybody. One group can receive blood from anybody. That one is the AB positive. The reason is they can receive blood from a type A because they're AB. Yep. They can receive blood from a type B because they're AB. They can receive blood from an AB person, and they also can receive O blood. It's AB positive though because they have the protein on their surface of their cell. An AB person that gets anybody's blood, if it's negative, there'll be no protein to react to. If it's a red cell that has a protein on it, well, they're used to it because they're AB positive. That's a little confusing.
Yeah.
But ABs essentially can get it from anybody. O's can give it to anybody.
So now that you've done this incredible job of explaining these different types of blood types and what that cool positive or negative meant, right? Like that's kind of a critical factor in the whole ABO discussion. How do people get their blood type? Is it automatic? Like when they go get something done, that blood type automatically just shows up, or do they have to ask for it, or how does that happen?
Yeah, great question. No, you very specifically have to ask for it and request it. It can be a fairly expensive test. I don't know exactly what it runs right now, but you have to ask for it. What's even worse is that typically you're told this once by your doctor, and then 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, you go, what was I? Again, and you forget. And so it's really important to know your blood type, remember your blood type, and be typed. And so if you ever come into FitMD, for example, and we're running your lab work and you would like to know your blood type, so you can write it down in a Sharpie on your driver's license or something, just ask. We're more than happy to request it, and I think it's very helpful.
And with those things that you talked about at the beginning, where there's genetic, maybe it's genetic, maybe it's not, where you said there's some pro and anti-inflammatory things, there's potential with cardiac things. Is that truly a genetic thing that's within each of these, or is that more blood type related as opposed to groups within a blood type?
Yeah, so great question that we don't know the exact answer to. These are all kind of trends. They kind of push you towards something. They don't mean you're going to have it.
Right.
You know, like it's that same old thing. You know, you see somebody who smoked for 40 years and for some reason they don't have any emphysema, and you see another person who smokes for 3 or 4 years and they get emphysema, and we go, why does that happen? And there might be a trend towards smoking and emphysema, but it's not every one of them. And that's exactly how it is with the types of blood.
So hopefully you got something about blood type. If nothing else, you need to know your blood type. What's your type? So we're happy to get that for you. If you don't know, go get that checked out though, because it does make a difference. In one of the 3 scenarios that Dr. Ramos mentioned, if it's an organ transplant or if it's a transfusion or if it's a pregnancy, you want to know, or you want to be able to help somebody else. I think it's probably a good PSA, public service announcement, to say, give blood. Donate blood. There's people that can use it every single day. I've done it many, many times, and it's a big thing. And we have some people from our clinic base that actually do it for maybe some different reasons that ended up going and helping some people out. So
yeah, it is a great practice. I completely agree with you. And the most important thing probably from all that stuff we talked about is exactly that, donate.
And if there's other things that you'd like to hear about from Dr. Ramos, myself, Danielle, one of our team, please reach out to us. Let us know, and you can reach out to us at fitmdusa.com. And you could also leave a comment on YouTube. Down below is where it's located. You can do your thing there, and we'll be certain to get back with you as soon as possible. So as always, man, thanks so much for sharing your wisdom and your knowledge. This is great, and can't wait to do it again.
Absolutely. Until next time.
All
See
right.
ya.